Court documents and legal headlines are once again putting Teresa Giudice's family under the spotlight, and this latest controversy has fans of the Real Housewives of New Jersey asking whether history is repeating itself. Reports claim Teresa's husband, Louis Ruelas, is now connected to a legal dispute involving more than $300,000 in alleged fraud-related claims. While the allegations have generated massive attention online, it is important to remember that allegations are not the same as proven wrongdoing, and any legal matters must ultimately be resolved through the courts. The news spread quickly across social media, with Real Housewives of New Jersey viewers expressing shock over another financial controversy surrounding Teresa's family. For longtime fans, the situation immediately brought back memories of Teresa and her former husband Joe Giudice's highly publicized fraud case over a decade ago. That case resulted in both serving prison sentences after pleading guilty to multiple fraud charges, making any new legal headline involving Teresa especially significant. According to the latest reports, the dispute centers on claims exceeding $300,000. The accusations involve business dealings that are now being challenged in court, with the plaintiffs alleging financial misconduct. At this stage, these are legal allegations, and the defendants have the opportunity to respond through the judicial process. No final court ruling has determined liability regarding these latest claims. For Teresa, the timing could not be worse. She has spent years rebuilding her public image following her previous legal troubles. Through Real Housewives of New Jersey, podcast appearances, live events, and business ventures, she has consistently tried to present herself as someone who learned from the past. Now, another headline involving her family threatens to overshadow that comeback. Fans have reacted with mixed emotions. Some believe the allegations should not be treated as proof of wrongdoing until all evidence has been presented. Others argue that repeated financial controversies naturally raise questions, especially considering Teresa's history with legal issues. Social media platforms have been flooded with debates, with supporters defending the couple while critics say the pattern is difficult to ignore. The legal dispute reportedly focuses on business transactions and contractual obligations. As with many civil fraud-related lawsuits, both sides are expected to present documents, financial records, and witness testimony if the case proceeds. Legal experts often note that such cases can take months, or even years, to resolve depending on the complexity of the evidence. Meanwhile, Bravo fans are wondering whether the controversy could become part of future Real Housewives of New Jersey storylines. Teresa has never been one to hide major life events from the cameras. Some of the biggest moments in franchise history involved her family's legal and personal struggles. If production chooses to address the situation, viewers could see emotional conversations between Teresa, her daughters, and fellow cast members. Another major question involves Louis Ruelas himself. Since joining Teresa's life, Louis has often been a polarizing figure among fans. Some viewers have praised him for supporting Teresa after her divorce, while others have questioned several business controversies and lawsuits connected to his name. This newest allegation is likely to intensify those conversations even further. Teresa's daughters have also become an important part of the public discussion. Over the years, Gia, Gabriella, Milania, and Adriana have grown up in front of television audiences. Many fans sympathize with them, pointing out that they have already experienced enormous public scrutiny because of their parents' previous legal battles. Supporters hope they can avoid being drawn into another lengthy controversy. Financial scandals tend to attract widespread media coverage because they often involve complicated business relationships, large sums of money, and conflicting narratives. In this case, every new court filing or public statement is likely to generate fresh headlines. Entertainment news outlets continue monitoring the developments closely as more details emerge. Industry analysts also believe this situation could influence Teresa's business partnerships. Brands and sponsors frequently monitor ongoing legal controversies before deciding whether to continue working with public figures. Even when allegations remain unproven, companies sometimes adopt a cautious approach until cases are resolved. Despite the growing media attention, Teresa has continued focusing on her professional commitments and public appearances. Fans are closely watching her social media accounts for any direct response. Reality television personalities often face pressure to address major headlines quickly, but legal advisors sometimes recommend remaining cautious while litigation is ongoing. This controversy also reminds many viewers how closely reality television and real life can become intertwined. Personal relationships, finances, and legal disputes often become storylines that millions of viewers discuss online. That constant attention can make every new development appear even more dramatic than it might otherwise be. Whether the allegations ultimately result in legal consequences remains uncertain. Civil disputes frequently end through settlements, dismissals, or court judgments depending on the available evidence. Until a final decision is reached, observers should distinguish between allegations and established facts. For Real Housewives of New Jersey fans, one thing is certain: Teresa Giudice remains one of the franchise's most talked about personalities. Her life has repeatedly combined family drama, financial struggles, emotional comebacks, and headline-making controversies. This latest legal challenge only adds another chapter to a story that has captivated reality television audiences for years. As the case moves forward, more documents and statements are expected to become public. Those developments will likely shape public opinion and determine whether this controversy fades away or becomes one of the biggest Real Housewives of New Jersey stories of the year. Until then, fans will continue watching every update, searching for answers about what really happened behind the headlines and whether Teresa and Louis can once again overcome another major public scandal. As public interest continues to grow, legal analysts say the next phase of the case could be the most important. Once both sides submit additional court filings, the dispute may become much clearer. Documents, financial records, emails, and business agreements could all play a role in determining what actually happened. Until then, much of the conversation remains driven by headlines and speculation rather than a complete presentation of the evidence. The situation has also sparked renewed discussion about how reality television stars manage their businesses behind the scenes. While viewers usually see luxury vacations, glamorous parties, and dramatic dinners on screen, many cast members also operate companies, invest in real estate, or sign endorsement deals away from the cameras. Those ventures can become complicated, especially when multiple partners, contracts, and large financial transactions are involved. Teresa Giudice has built a recognizable brand over the years. Beyond her Bravo appearances, she has earned income through books, public speaking events, product endorsements, and social media collaborations. Because her name carries significant recognition, any controversy connected to her family often attracts nationwide media attention. Even when she is not personally accused of wrongdoing, her connection to the story guarantees that entertainment outlets will closely follow every development. Meanwhile, Louis Ruelas has remained a controversial figure since joining the Real Housewives of New Jersey cast. Before marrying Teresa, questions about his previous business dealings and personal relationships had already become topics of conversation among fans. Several cast members even voiced concerns on the show, leading to heated confrontations that divided both the group and the audience. Those past disagreements are now being revisited as viewers compare them with the latest legal allegations. On social media, opinions remain sharply divided. Some fans insist people should wait until the legal process is complete before reaching conclusions. They argue that lawsuits often contain accusations that may never be proven in court. Others believe repeated legal disputes involving public figures naturally raise concerns and deserve careful scrutiny. As a result, every new rumor, court filing, or interview quickly becomes a trending topic across fan pages and entertainment blogs. Another factor making this story especially emotional is Teresa's history. She has spoken openly about how difficult her previous prison sentence was, describing the emotional toll it took on her daughters and the lasting impact it had on her family. Since then, she has repeatedly said that she wanted to move forward and build a more stable future. For many supporters, seeing her family linked to another legal controversy feels disappointing, regardless of the final outcome. Some entertainment commentators believe the controversy could also influence Bravo's future production plans. Reality television thrives on authentic personal stories, and major legal disputes often become central plotlines. If cameras are rolling while the case continues, producers may choose to document Teresa's reaction, conversations with family members, and discussions with fellow cast members. Those scenes could become some of the most talked about moments of the season. Behind the scenes, attorneys for both parties will likely focus on gathering evidence instead of responding to every headline. Legal professionals generally advise clients involved in active litigation to avoid making detailed public statements that could later become part of the court record. That means fans may not receive immediate answers, even as speculation continues to grow online. Financial experts point out that business-related lawsuits involving hundreds of thousands of dollars are rarely simple. These cases often require accountants, financial specialists, and legal experts to review years of records before any conclusions are reached. Because of that complexity, the legal process can move much slower than the non-stop pace of online news coverage. For Teresa's loyal supporters, the hope is that the truth, whatever it may be, will eventually emerge through the legal system rather than through internet rumors. Critics, however, continue questioning whether the repeated controversies surrounding members of her family are simply bad luck or signs of deeper financial problems. That debate is unlikely to end anytime soon. As attention intensifies, every public appearance by Teresa and Louis is now receiving greater scrutiny. Fans analyze body language, interview comments, and even social media posts, searching for clues about how the couple is handling the pressure. Whether intentional or not, even ordinary updates can become major entertainment headlines when legal controversies dominate the news cycle. For now, the most important fact remains that the legal process is still unfolding. Allegations alone do not establish liability, and both sides are entitled to present their arguments before any final outcome is reached. Until official decisions are made, the story continues to evolve, ensuring that Real Housewives of New Jersey fans and celebrity news followers will be watching closely for the next major update. As the legal dispute continues attracting attention, industry insiders believe the long-term effects could extend well beyond the courtroom. Public image is one of the most valuable assets for reality television personalities, and even unresolved allegations can influence how audiences perceive a celebrity. Every headline, podcast discussion, and social media debate contributes to the overall narrative surrounding Teresa Giudice and Louis Ruelas. Entertainment reporters have noticed that stories involving financial disputes often remain in the news longer than ordinary celebrity gossip. Court schedules create a steady stream of updates, including new filings, hearings, and legal responses. Each development can generate another wave of media coverage, keeping the controversy alive for months. That constant attention makes it difficult for public figures to move past the story quickly. Some Bravo fans are also comparing the situation with previous legal controversies involving other housewives across the franchise. Over the years, viewers have watched cast members face lawsuits, tax issues, bankruptcy proceedings, and business disputes. Those experiences have shown that every case follows its own path, with some ending quietly while others become defining moments in a reality star's career. Teresa has built a reputation for confronting challenges head-on, both on and off camera. From family conflicts to personal loss and legal hardships, she has repeatedly shared emotional moments with viewers. Supporters argue that her willingness to remain in the public eye despite difficult circumstances is one reason she has maintained such a loyal fan base for so many years. Still, critics believe public figures should expect increased scrutiny when legal questions arise. They argue that celebrities who promote successful lifestyles and business ventures naturally invite closer examination when financial disputes become public. That perspective has fueled countless online discussions about accountability, transparency, and the responsibilities that come with fame. The couple's inner circle has also become a topic of speculation. Friends, relatives, and former associates are being mentioned across entertainment blogs as fans attempt to understand the background of the dispute. However, much of that speculation remains unverified, making it important to separate confirmed legal facts from rumors spreading across social media platforms. Another challenge facing Teresa is maintaining focus on her career while dealing with intense public attention. Preparing for television appearances, attending promotional events, managing business commitments, and supporting her family all become more complicated when major legal headlines dominate the news. Public figures often face enormous pressure to continue working even as personal issues unfold behind the scenes. Observers also point out that legal battles can be emotionally exhausting regardless of the outcome. Beyond financial costs, Ongoing litigation frequently brings stress, uncertainty, and constant media attention. For someone whose personal life has been documented on television for years, that pressure may feel even greater because every development becomes part of a national conversation. Fans are now closely watching for any official statement that might clarify the couple's position. Sometimes attorneys choose to respond through formal legal filings instead of media interviews, while in other cases public representatives release carefully worded statements addressing the allegations. Until that happens, speculation is likely to continue filling the information gap. The story also highlights how quickly online conversations can shape public opinion. Within hours of the first reports appearing, thousands of comments, reaction videos, and fan theories flooded the internet. Some creators treated the allegations as established facts, while others reminded audiences that legal claims should be evaluated only after the evidence has been presented in court. That difference in approach has become an important part of the broader discussion. Regardless of where the case ultimately leads, it has already become one of the biggest entertainment stories involving the Real Housewives of New Jersey community this year. Whether the claims are dismissed, settled, or proceed to trial, the outcome could have a lasting impact on both Teresa Giudice's public image and Luis Ruelas' business reputation. For now, the only certainty is that the legal process is still ongoing. Future court filings, official responses, and verified documents will provide a clearer picture of what actually occurred. Until those facts emerge, viewers should distinguish between allegations, opinions, and confirmed information. As new developments unfold, fans across the Bravo community will continue following every update, eager to learn how this latest chapter in Teresa Giudice's headline-filled life finally comes to an end. Looking ahead, the biggest question is not how dramatic the headlines become, but what the legal record ultimately shows. Court proceedings often move much more slowly than the online news cycle, and the information available to the public can change significantly as additional filings are made. Early reports may highlight only one side of a dispute, while later documents can provide more context or even change the direction of the story entirely. That is why legal experts frequently remind audiences to avoid drawing final conclusions before the process is complete. A lawsuit or complaint represents claims made by one party, while the opposing side has the right to respond with its own evidence and arguments. Only after the legal system has reviewed the available facts can a final outcome be reached. For Bravo viewers, however, the public interest extends beyond the courtroom. Many fans are wondering how the latest headlines could affect Teresa Giudice's future on reality television. Over the years, she has remained one of the most recognizable personalities in the franchise, and much of her personal journey has unfolded in front of the cameras. Every major event in her life has generated discussion among viewers, making this situation another closely watched chapter. The attention has also sparked conversations about the challenges of living in the public eye. Reality stars often experience intense scrutiny that reaches far beyond what appears on television. Business decisions, family relationships, interviews, and social media activity can all become subjects of public debate. When legal issues arise, that level of attention increases even further. Another important factor is the impact of public opinion. Online discussions can spread quickly, but they do not determine legal outcomes. Comments, reaction videos, and viral posts may influence how people view a story, yet the courts rely on evidence rather than social media trends. Because of that, many observers are waiting for official developments instead of relying on speculation. Meanwhile, entertainment reporters continue monitoring the case for verified updates. If new court documents are filed or either side releases an official statement, those developments could provide a clearer understanding of the dispute. Until then, many details remain unresolved, and responsible reporting requires separating confirmed facts from rumors. Whether this controversy eventually fades away or becomes a defining moment for Teresa and her family will depend on how events unfold in the months ahead. As with many high-profile legal disputes, patience is essential. For now, audiences can expect continued media coverage while awaiting official information that helps explain what really happened. The story serves as another reminder that celebrity headlines often evolve over time. Initial reports rarely tell the complete story, and later developments can significantly change public understanding. As more verified information becomes available, fans will be able to evaluate the situation based on evidence rather than assumptions. Until then, the focus remains on following the facts as they emerge and allowing the legal process to run its course. Even as the legal matter continues to attract headlines, many entertainment insiders believe the outcome could have lasting consequences beyond the courtroom. Public trust is a valuable part of any reality television personality's career, and major legal disputes often shape how viewers remember a season. Whether the allegations are ultimately supported or rejected, the attention surrounding the case has already become a significant part of the conversation among Real Housewives of New Jersey fans. At the same time, experienced legal observers caution against treating ongoing litigation as a final verdict. Civil cases can involve extensive document reviews, witness interviews, and legal arguments before any decision is reached. In some situations, disputes are resolved through settlements, without either side admitting wrongdoing. In others, courts issue rulings after carefully considering all available evidence. Until that process is complete, many important questions remain unanswered. The public reaction has been intense. Fan communities continue to debate every new report, with some expressing support for Teresa and Louis while others remain skeptical because of past controversies. These discussions highlight how quickly reality television stories can extend far beyond the screen, becoming major topics across podcasts, social media platforms, and entertainment websites. For Teresa, maintaining her professional commitments during a period of intense public scrutiny may prove challenging. Public appearances, interviews, and business partnerships often receive greater attention whenever legal headlines dominate the news. Every statement, or even the decision not to comment, can become part of the ongoing public discussion. Industry experts also note that reputation can influence future opportunities. Television networks, advertisers, and business partners often monitor high-profile legal disputes closely. While ongoing allegations do not establish liability, companies sometimes wait for greater clarity before making long-term decisions about collaborations or endorsements. Another aspect of this story is the impact on those closest to the people involved. Family members frequently find themselves facing public attention despite not being parties to a legal dispute. For that reason, many fans hope that unnecessary speculation does not extend beyond the individuals directly connected to the case. As more information becomes available through official court proceedings, the public will have a better understanding of the facts. Verified documents, court decisions, and formal statements are more reliable sources than online rumors or anonymous claims. Until then, separating confirmed information from speculation remains essential. No matter how the case ultimately concludes, it has already reminded audiences why legal disputes involving well-known reality television figures attract so much attention. Viewers are invested not only in what happens on screen, but also in the real lives of the personalities they have followed for years. For now, the story remains unfinished, and the next chapter will depend on what emerges through the legal process rather than through speculation or viral headlines. As the story continues to unfold, one reality has become increasingly clear. High-profile legal disputes rarely end with a single headline. Each new filing, hearing, or official statement can reshape public understanding of the case. That is why many journalists continue following court records instead of relying solely on early reports or social media discussions. The attention surrounding Teresa Giudice and Louis Ruelas also demonstrates how closely fans connect with the personal lives of reality television personalities. Over the years, viewers have celebrated family milestones, watched emotional conflicts, and witnessed difficult moments play out on television. Because of that long history, even developments outside the show often become major entertainment news. Media analysts believe stories like this spread quickly because they combine celebrity, business, and legal issues into one headline. Those elements naturally generate curiosity, but they also increase the importance of accurate reporting. Details can change as additional evidence becomes available, making it essential to distinguish confirmed information from speculation or opinion. Behind the scenes, attorneys involved in complex civil disputes typically spend months reviewing financial documents, contracts, correspondence, and other records before presenting their arguments. That careful process often receives far less attention than dramatic headlines, yet it is the evidence, not public reaction, that ultimately carries weight in court. Meanwhile, Bravo fans continue debating what this situation could mean for future seasons of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Some believe viewers will want the issue addressed if it becomes relevant to the cast's lives, while others feel ongoing legal matters should remain separate until official conclusions are reached. Whatever direction the show takes, the controversy has already become part of the wider conversation surrounding the franchise. Another important point is that public figures often experience lasting reputational effects from legal disputes, regardless of the outcome. Even when cases are resolved, headlines can remain searchable for years. That reality makes careful reporting and responsible discussion especially important whenever allegations are still being examined through the legal system. For Teresa, whose career has included both extraordinary success and highly public challenges, this period represents another test of resilience. Throughout her time in the spotlight, she has faced personal setbacks, family changes, and intense media scrutiny while continuing to maintain a visible presence in the entertainment industry. Supporters and critics alike will be watching closely to see how she responds as events continue to develop. Until more verified information is released, the focus remains on official updates rather than assumptions. Court records, statements from the parties involved, and confirmed reporting will ultimately provide the clearest picture of the situation. For now, fans can expect the story to remain a topic of discussion while the legal process moves forward, with future developments likely to determine how this chapter is remembered.